But let's get back to the markets now. Looks like it's going to be a decent opening, but very range-bound. Sudarshan and Mitesh are back with us. Sudarshan, what's the big call at 9:10?
Well, Dabur is a buying opportunity. It's a positional buy with a stop under 534.
All right. Mitesh, what about you?
I'll go with the sell on GNFC and a mild bounce back, say around 5035. Sell with the stop at 519 for a target of 575.
Okay, that's on GNFC. Thanks for that. Another stock in focus this morning would be Hero MotoCorp. That's because there's a cautious note coming in from Kotak Institutional Equities on Hero MotoCorp. In fact, they say that there's no respite. There's still a big slowdown underway, and they maintain their reduce on the stock. They've cut the target price to 2,400 from 2,600 earlier. Reasons for weakness, there are four main reasons that they talk about. There's an increase in the cost of ownership, there's higher inflation, weak rural demand, and concerns around El Nino. So these are the four big reasons why there still could be caution on the sector. The other big reason is Honda has entered the 100cc segment in a big way, the entry-level motorcycle segment, with the launch of their 100cc bike, and they've come out with an aggressive pricing which could perhaps lead to more market share loss for Hero MotoCorp. Remember, Hero is the #1 player in the 100cc segment currently. Now, the market share has already been declining. Way back in FY16, Hero had a 53% market share overall in the domestic motorcycle segment, and now that has declined to about 45.8%. So, a consistent decline seen in various parts of India, southern India, Maharashtra and Bihar, is something which is making Kotak a bit cautious.
Okay, all right, Sonia, thanks a lot for that. Well, let's hop across to Sonal. She's stopping by to tell us about the gas pricing. Remember, we are waiting by for the revised prices from April itself. Sonal?
Yes, we are. Come 1st April, there will be a change in gas prices. Usually, it's done as a formula, and that's the APM gas prices, which are changed every 6 months. Now, a Mint report is suggesting that Cabinet is set to adopt the gas panel report this week, which is the Kirit Parikh recommendations that they had made back in November. They will be meeting on Wednesday, and 1st April is the last date when they can actually make a decision whether they want to actually take up these recommendations or just not. But the idea is that, yes, the government will go ahead and adopt these recommendations. What were they? Well, the panel recommended a range of $4 to $6.50 per MMBTU, where $4 was the floor price and $6.50 per MMBTU was the ceiling price if the gas prices had to be set. Now, 1st Jan 2027 was proposed as the complete liberalization of APM gas pricing. Difficult fields should see liberalization by 1st Jan 2026. This is all for the older fields. New fields, they will continue to enjoy pricing freedom as per the market dynamics as well. So if this is approved, it will of course be negative for ONGC Oil India, because now there's a cap in terms of gas pricing, positive for the likes of MGL, IGL and Gujarat Gas. In fact, we did speak to these gas users. MGL did tell us that Kirit Parikh committee outcomes should be in place by 1st April. IGL said that if these recommendations are taken into account, there will be a fall in prices to the tune of $1 per MMBTU, which is a big relief for all these gas users. Both of them said that yes, only once these recommendations come out and gas prices are set, will they take a decision whether they want to cut prices or hike prices. So all depends on this outcome, and that is something we'll be waiting by for.
That's an interesting space, and MGL and IGL are clear beneficiaries. Sonal, thanks very much for that. And this should happen. There is no reason why it should not happen. We've had companies with us talking to us as well. It's just that we need to find out when is the cabinet meeting and when it's going to get approved. It so happened that things have gotten approved on the last day, all the way in the evening. So it's, but let's just hope. I mean, it gets done. Usually the meetings on Wednesday, so maybe...
As long as it's not on Thursday and a holiday, that's fine. The meeting can happen whenever, not on a market holiday. Well, no, jokes apart, I think we have 30 seconds left for the markets to open. ICICI Bank is interesting. So, it's going to be one of the first big banks to announce its earnings, the Q4 earnings that comes out on the 22nd of April. So, ahead of that, the stock is up almost about 1%. Keep an eye out on that. And so many smaller companies, right? Kalyan Jewelers, Warburg Pincus will be selling stake. All Cargo, they are acquiring Gati Kinsesu for 406 crores. So a lot of individual stocks in focus. But let's look at the overall markets now. The first tick is in the green, so 40 points higher on the Nifty. The mid-cap index is the one that's really, not doing that great. So